Hello, everyone. All right, we are going to get started on our morning work. So if you'll grab your morning workbook and something to write with, I'm going to go grab the camera so we can get going on this. Okay, so we are going to be on page 56. Page 56. Go ahead and grab something to write with. All right. So it said, read the pair of sentences. Decide if each sentence is declarative, interrogative, exclamatory, or imperative. Then write the correct punctuation mark on the line. Okay. So, how are you all feeling today? Sounds like a question, which is an interrogative question. So I'm going to write down INT, interrogative, and that means punctuation is a question mark. We are going on a field trip shortly. Okay, that is a declarative sentence. They are declaring that, so it's DEC for declarative, and it's just a period. All right, if you need to add any of this in there, go ahead and do that. It's exciting. Sounds like a strong feeling, so that's an exclamatory sentence, and we put down an exclamation point. It has been a long time since our last field trip. Okay, I would say that it's probably still, it's exciting. It has been a long time since our last field trip. I'm going to say, I think this one is exclamatory as well, but it could be a declarative. But it sounds like they're excited, so I'm going to put an exclamation mark. Number 3 says, please sit down now. Okay, so are they telling you something? Are they asking you something? Or are they commanding? Okay, they're telling you to do something. So that is an imperative. IMP, and you just put a period. The bus is moving. They're declaring that the bus is still moving, so we're going to put a period there and write a declarative sentence. Number 4 says, when will we arrive at a rest area? Somebody's asking a question. We need a question mark there. That means it's an interrogative. INT. We would like a break from riding. Declarative. DEC. Or if they have strong feeling, I guess it would be an exclamatory sentence with an exclamation point. All right, go ahead and pause this if you need to get down interrogative, question, declarative, period. Exclamatory, exclamation mark, exclamatory, exclamation mark. Imperative, period, declarative, period, interrogative, question mark, declarative, period. Go ahead and pause if you need to get that figured out. All right, and then in math, read the problem, then answer the item. Malika has 3 plastic bags with 8 grapes in each bag. The grapes will be divided equally among 4 friends. How many grapes will each friend get? Write number 1 next to the question that must be answered first. Write number 2 next to the second question to answer. Then answer each question. All right. So how many grapes are there in all, or how many grapes will each friend get? First, we need to find out how many grapes there are before we divide them up with friends. So 3 groups of 8 is 8, plus 8 is 16, plus 8 more is 24. And the second thing you're going to do is how many grapes will each friend get? 24 divided by 4 friends will be 6. 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 6 is 18, plus 6 is 24. Okay, go ahead and get that written down. And then at the bottom, have you ever felt like Kingsley when you didn't do something as well as you had hoped you would, or as well as someone else did? Write about it, okay? Ursula and Kingsley both love sports, and they like to play against each other. Kingsley is more athletic, though. When they play basketball one-on-one, Kingsley usually wins. Ursula is always a good sport, but when they both tried out for the soccer team, surprisingly, Kingsley didn't make the team. He kept missing the ball. Ursula's tryout, however, went well. Kingsley was upset and a little jealous of Ursula. Have you ever felt like Kingsley when you didn't do something as well as you had hoped you would, or as well as someone else did? And write about it. Okay. So I have felt that way when I've tried to do some art on my own, being creative on my own. It doesn't come out quite as nicely as I really wanted to, even though I worked so hard, and I can see somebody else, it just came very easily to them, or they did work really hard, but it's just more of their talent. And so I was kind of, jealous of the fact that I couldn't do that. So I can write about that. I could say I've felt like Kingsley when I tried so hard on an art project, but it was not as good as someone else in my class. Okay. So that was my experience. You have yours. So whatever you have written down there of a time that you felt like Kingsley, that's great. All right, we're going to flip it over and do on page 57. This is the work you're going to do today. So let's go over it real quick. Read the sentence, write commas where they belong. So there's places in sentences where you might need to put commas. Your brother was born on June 11, 2001. Where should we place the comma? My favorite poem was written on October 14th, 1792. Where should the comma go? The tennis match took place on May 20th, 2016. This can of beans was good until December 2nd, 2010. Where do the commas go on those sentences? Number 5. Read the problem, then write numbers in the model to solve it. Ms. Blanchard bought 7 packs of sparkly pens. There are 6 pencils in each pack. There are 35 students in her class. If she gives each student a pencil, how many pencils will be left over? Okay, so step 1. How many packs did she get? How many are in each pack? So how many pencils does she have? How many pencils does she have divided among her students will leave how many left over? All right. This part says, have you ever felt afraid of the natural elements where you live? Write about it. So let's read this passage and see what they're talking about. Many people like to live near rivers because they can fish and boat, but other people are nervous about living there because rivers can flood. When it rains heavily or when a lot of snow melts, rivers can overflow. Most of the time, water rises only a few feet, but every once in a while, floodwaters rise higher than a house. Big or small, a flood can ruin furniture, photos, and other belongings. Living near a river can be fun, but it can be dangerous too. Have you ever felt afraid of the natural elements where you live? So have you ever felt afraid of where you live right now, about things that are outside in the area by where you live that could potentially be a problem for you? All right, so that is what we're going to work on today. Please have that finished before the end of the day so that you can correct it with me, and it will make a lot more sense that way. All right, because we want to be learning and we want to be getting further and further ahead. So, all right, guys, I'm going to head to vocabulary, so I will see you in vocabulary.